one of the highest-ranked Iranian-backed terrorists killed, allegedly by Israel. Hezbollah keep firing in our northern cities and even attacked a church. But first, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support and for your help. Children of Israel getting the basic food, and those children don't go to sleep hungry. You are the ones who make all of this possible. With your help, we're giving those precious people not only food, but hope. We can reach so many more, and you can help. To support this ministry and give food to the families in need, go to thegoldenreport.com to support us page, or click on the link underneath this video. The cost of the food for one family for a week is about $200. Every little thing helps. You can also help by sharing this video and this ministry with your community. And now let's start. In Gaza, the IDF is expanding operation in Khan Yunes and Rafah, targeting terrorists with precision. During IDF activity in the area, dozens of tunnel shafts were located. In addition, the forces located many weapons, including Kalashnikov weapons, guns, grenades, and rocket launchers. IDF still operating in north of Gaza, mainly fighting small cells of terrorists coming out of tunnels and hideouts. This week, a senior member of the Revolutionary Guards in Syria, Sayed Moussawi, was killed. By Arab sources, Israel responsible for the assassination. Moussawi was responsible, among other things, for the transfer of weapons on the Iran-Syria-Lebanon road. Iranians threat Israel will pay for this. Israel never took responsibility for this, but we are ready for any kind of response. Now let's talk about Lebanon. Fire exchange has been a usual thing in our northern border since the war started, but a gradual escalation is definitely felt. Hezbollah hurt civilians and even attacked a church, injuring the old person there. When IDF came to rescue him, Hezbollah fired anti-tank missiles, injuring 13 more. More rockets, more missiles, and more UAVs from Lebanon. IDF also graduated its attacks, targeting farther inside Lebanese territory. IDF targets only Hezbollah launchers, weapons, and terrorists on their way to fire missiles on us. Still, there were civilian casualties on the Lebanese side too. The situation has to be resolved one way or another. As I see it, there is an inevitable war that has to be with Hezbollah. Even if political pressure will work and Hezbollah moves its forces north to the Litani River, Israel can't let terrorist organization that declares that they want to eradicate us to get power and operate on our northern border. We know there is an underground metro city in Lebanon, from our border all the way to Beirut. Those tunnels are bigger than Hamas tunnels, and Radwan militants are trained and equipped with Iranian weapons. And we know their goal, so we have to act. Hezbollah has to be eliminated, as well as Houthis, Iraqi Shia militants, and Iran. Terrorists has to be eradicated, and their place is in hell. But this is what I say. Political forces are much stronger than me. Lebanese newspaper reported that Dorothy Shia, the United States ambassador to Lebanon, said that in the meetings held in UNIFIL headquarters in southern Lebanon between delegations from Israel and Lebanon, a dispute was reached over 7 points of the 13 points. 13 places where Lebanon claims that Israel is invading on its territory. She even added that the cooling of the atmosphere on the front may lead to a settlement of the rest of the disputes. Cheap words when all Hezbollah calls for on a daily basis is for Israel's destruction. In Judea and Samaria, the IDF operates mainly by arresting terrorists and confiscating weapons and money. In Ramallah, Jenin, Hebron, Tulkarem, and more Arab cities, tens of millions of shekels were found in Hamas terrorist possession. IDF kill terror cells who trying to plant explosives to IDF vehicles and kill our soldiers. So far, since the beginning of the war, approximately 2,550 terrorists have been arrested in Judea and Samaria. Now, I wish I could tell you good news about the hostages, but nothing new here. Hamas, Islamic Jihad, other terror organizations, and civilians still holding 129 hostages, including 2 children. Not a single sign of life being received from them, not a single visit by Red Cross passing them minimal medical assistance. Egypt tried to make a deal, laid a 3-stage plan on the table. First, Israel stopped for 2-3 weeks, releasing 40 women, children, and sick hostages by Hamas. Israel will release 120 men and teenage terrorists. Second, continuation of the ceasefire, IDF female soldiers released and killed hostages' bodies. Israel will release more terrorists. And the third stage is total withdrawal of Israel and permanent ceasefire. IDF hostages, all the hostages released, and establishment of Palestinian government that includes PA and other people. We don't know who. Israel said, we don't agree to any proposal that will make us withdraw before Hamas is destroyed. But officially, we didn't have to stand in front of this discussion even, because in one day, official reject came from Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad that they don't agree to any suggestion that take away their full control over the Gaza Strip. Finally, a blood label of settler violence disproves and the real numbers started coming out. All that needed to finally address the issue was Biden's decision to stop the weapons deal because of the violence. I don't blame Biden, even though any person who would like to research the topic would see right away that most of the so-called settler attacks was clashes between both groups and mostly provoked by radical left-wing groups and Arabs themselves. Most of the residents of Judea and Samaria are peaceful families living in our ancestral land and who's being attacked on a daily basis just because they are Jews. I blame Israel, who didn't publish the real numbers. I blame the army who don't address the issue telling the truth. Instead, they are falling into left-wing agendas. Most Israelis don't know the fact, so how Biden should know? Anyway, now finally the real numbers out, and you can clearly see that not only the settler violence doesn't exist, but residents of Judea and Samaria are the victims of our violence. So as always, I will keep you up to date, and if you want to get real-time news, I invite you to join our Telegram channel. The link is underneath this video. Please share this video and don't forget to comment. I would like to know what you think. Please keep praying for IDF soldiers, for hostage families, and for peace in Jerusalem. And God bless.